Hey, what's up, guys? Come back to here, and let's take a look at if Sean Strickland has any chance against the middleweight champion Israel Adesanya. Let's get started. If we take a look at the records of these two fighters, starting with Izzy. So Izzy has 26 fights in total. He's won 24 of his 26 fights and lost just two. If we talk about his 24 wins, he has 16 wins via knockout and 8 via decision. And if we talk about his two losses, he's been knocked out once and he has also lost via decision once, and this fight happened not in the middleweight division but in the light heavyweight division. So if we talk about his record in the middleweight division, he's lost just once, that too to Alex Pereira. Now let's take a look at Sean Strickland's record. Strickland has 32 fights and he has won 27 of his 32 fights, lost just 5. If we talk about his 27 wins, he has 11 wins via knockout, 4 wins via submission, and 12 wins via decision. If we talk about his 5 losses, he has been KO'd twice and he has also lost via decision 3 times. Now let's take a look at the physical and career statistics of these two guys. Starting with the height, it is 6 feet 4 for Israel Adesanya and 6 feet 1 for Sean Strickland. So a 3-inch height advantage goes to Israel Adesanya, and I'm sure he'll make full use of this in the fight. Weight is even at 185 pounds for both these guys unless somebody misses weight. Reach is 80 inches for Israel Adesanya and 76 inches for Sean Strickland. So a 4-inch reach advantage goes to Izzy, and I think he'll again make full use of this height and reach advantage that he has. If we talk about it, the stance, so Izzy is a switch stance fighter. He can fight southpaw as well as orthodox. Whereas if we talk about Sean Strickland, he is a orthodox fighter. If we talk about the age, so Izzy is a older fighter. Sean Strickland is a bit younger, but I don't think age will play much of a factor in this fight. Both these guys are in their primes right now. Now let's talk about the career stats, starting with the striking numbers. First up, we have the strikes landed per minute. So this signifies the number of significant strikes that you land on your opponent per minute. This is 3.94 for Israel Adesanya and it is 5.86 for Sean Strickland. So Sean Strickland lands more strikes on his opponents per minute. He will have an advantage here. Next up, we have the striking accuracy, which is 49% for Israel Adesanya and it is 41% for Sean Strickland. So here the advantage goes to Izzy. He is more accurate with his strikes. Next up, we have the strikes absorbed per minute. This signifies the number of significant strikes that you absorb from your opponent per minute. This should be as low as possible. This is 2.88 for Izzy and it is 4.28, almost double that number for Sean Strickland. So Sean gets hit quite a bit and the advantage here goes to Izzy because you are getting hit lesser. So in this case, the person who has the lesser number is having an advantage. If we talk about the striking defense, it is 57% for Adesanya and it is 62% for Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland actually has an advantage in the striking defense department. Now let's talk about the wrestling, grappling and BJJ statistics. First up, we have the takedown average, which is 0.06 for Israel Adesanya, pretty much non-existent. He is not a wrestler, he doesn't shoot for takedowns. If we talk about Sean Strickland, his average is 1, so he uses takedowns more often than Israel Adesanya. He will have a slight advantage in the takedowns department. Takedown accuracy is just 14% for Izzy. I think he's shot very less takedowns in his entire MMA career. If we talk about Sean Strickland, his takedown accuracy is 64%. He will have an advantage here. Takedown defense is 77% for Izzy, and this has been tested in championship fights against high-level wrestlers. And if we talk about Sean Strickland, his takedown defense is 84%, which is even higher, and he will have an advantage here. If we talk about the submission average, it is zero point 0.2 for Israel Adesanya and also zero point 0.2 for Sean Strickland. So both these guys are tight. So these statistics will have you believe that this fight is pretty much a 50-50. In the striking department, two of the metrics favor Israel Adesanya, the other two favor Sean Strickland in the wrestling and grappling. Almost all of them favor Sean Strickland, and there's a tie in submission average. But still, I don't think these are representative of what will happen in this fight because the level of competition that this man has faced is nowhere near the level of competition that Sean Strickland has faced in his entire UFC career. And because of that, his stats look a bit inflated and they look a bit better than what they actually should be. Now let's take a look at some of the other statistics. First up, we have the significant strikes by position. If we talk about Izzy, so 91% of all the strikes that Izzy throws are from the standing position, 6% from the clinch, and just 3% on the ground. Now compare this with Sean Strickland. 90% of all his strikes are in the standing position, 4% in the clinch, and 6% on the ground. So pretty even between both these guys. They mostly like to fight standing. They don't like fighting in the clinch or fighting on the ground. Now let's take a look at the significant strikes by target, starting with the champion. 50% of all Izzy's strikes are to the head, 19% to the body, and 31% to the leg. Izzy uses leg kicks in his game a lot, and compare that with Sean Strickland. 83% of all his strikes are to the head, 11% to the body, and look at this, just 5% to the leg. So Sean Strickland pretty much does not use his leg kicks in his game to the same extent as Israel Adesanya. Izzy has more variety in his shot selections. He goes to the head, goes to the body, and goes to the leg pretty frequently, whereas Sean Strickland is mostly head hunting. 83% of all his strikes are to the head, and the remaining big chunk of those are to the body. Very few, just 5%, are to the leg. Now let's take a look at the previous performances. Some of the previous performances of these two guys, starting with the champion Israel Adesanya. In his last fight, he beat Alex Pereira via knockout in the second round, sorry, and this fight happened in April of this year. So he is not taking a lot of time off, which is typical of Israel Adesanya. He doesn't like to wait a lot of time between fights. He is a pretty active fighter. And if we talk about the fight before that, he was beat by Alex Pereira, and this is the only KO loss on his record. This happened in the fifth round, and this fight happened in November of last year. However, before this stoppage happened, Izzy was winning the fight, and if this fight would have gone the distance, Israel would have won a unanimous decision. So keep that in mind. And before that, he beat Jared Cannonier by unanimous decision. This was kind of a boring fight. He beat Robert Whittaker also by unanimous decision. I don't think this fight was a robbery. A lot of people think Robert should have won the fight. I don't think so. I think Israel won a clear-cut decision. And before that, he beat Marvin Vettori, again unanimous decision. And before that, he lost to Jan Blachowicz by unanimous decision. But this fight happened at 205. This was not a middleweight fight. Israel moved up to be a double champion, and he was stopped by Jan Blachowicz. Before that, he TKO'd Paulo Costa in the second round and won a 5-round unanimous decision against Yoel Romero. So all the guys that he has fought in the recent times are top level guys in the UFC. Now let's take a look at Sean Strickland's record. In his last fight, he beat Abus Magomedov via TKO in the second round. But Abus does not even have a wiki page, so that should tell you how talented he is. Before that, he beat Nasruddin Imavov, again unanimous decision in a 5-round fight. This fight happened in January of this year, and his last fight with Abus happened in July of this year as well. So Sean Strickland is also a pretty active fighter, and he is not taking a lot of time off. I think this will work to his detriment. He should have taken a full training camp just for Izzy, and he should have prepared like Dricus du Plessis is doing. I think that is the smart way to fight Izzy. But let's take a look at his other performances. Before that, he lost to Jared Cannonier in a split decision, and this was a 5-round fight. I agree with this decision. I think Jared won the fight. Before that, Alex Pereira KO'd him in the very first round. This fight happened in July of last year, and Alex Pereira showed us why he deserved to fight for the title and also showed us his power in the UFC. Before that, he beat Jack Hermanson via split decision. In a 5 round fight, he beat Uriah Hall, again unanimous decision. In a 5 round fight, he beat Krzysztof Jotko via unanimous decision. In a 3 round fight, he beat Brendan Allen via TKO. Pretty good win for his record, and considering that Brendan Allen has improved recently after this win and he is looking good now. And before that, he beat Jack Marshman via unanimous decision. So a lot of unanimous wins for both these guys, but I think the advantage clearly goes to Israel Adesanya. He's fought a lot of the top level guys for so long, and he has more tools in his arsenal. He uses a lot more leg kicks in his game. I think Israel should win this fight pretty comfortably. The winner here is pretty obvious. I'm picking Israel Adesanya to win this fight. However, I think Israel should make a statement and style, the last style bender should style over Sean Strickland. Otherwise, he might lose some of his fans. I will be low-key disappointed if this fight is a unanimous decision or a split decision in favor of Israel Adesanya. I expect him to finish Sean Strickland in the second or the third round. If it goes to the full 25 minutes, I will be somewhat disappointed. I am expecting Israel Adesanya to show a masterclass performance and then finish Sean Strickland. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you want Sean Strickland to win this fight, or do you think Israel Adesanya is winning this fight pretty easily? And if Israel is winning, do you think he should stop Sean Strickland, or do you think he should win a clear-cut, easy unanimous decision, which might be a boring fight? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video.